Hi, my name's Ross Davison. You might remember me from the bagpipe video, but here I am talking about saxophone today at the Ottawa Folklore Centre. We're outside. It's a lovely day up here in Canada, and we got a couple saxophones to show you today. So let's get started. First of all, saxophone, you cover a wide gamut of musics. You have everything from classical, where you're doing Mozart and Beethoven transcriptions, all the way up through 20th century music, such as Schoenberg, and then tons of jazz and pop music and stuff like that. I mean, Jungle Land wouldn't be complete without Clarence Clemens. So what we want to do as a saxophonist is just make sure that we have skills that we can transfer into any sort of category. Basically, control of the horn. Here's a couple of exercises I like to do which help me out with a lot of different genres. First of all is warming up every day. That's really, really important. You want to do long tones. That's the key to success on any wind instrument. And that's where you develop your body to start being able to support wind coming out of you in a vigorous fashion. One of my favorite long tone warm-ups is to just go down the horn chromatically. I'll start with a middle C, and we'll just kind of go down in groups of threes. It works something like this. Next set. What I'm trying to accomplish through that is keeping a very even crescendo and decrescendo coming off of it, starting out as quiet as I can and getting as absolutely loud as I can. Once you start getting to the lower part of the horn, it gets really, really tricky, so watch out, and you can have yourself some fun doing that. I like to do that exercise with the quarter note equaling 60 on my metronome. Another thing you can do would be articulations. Articulations are really the thing I find that get you from one style into another. For instance, I can play any Charlie Parker lick I want. Not quite the same if I'm just kind of slurring through the whole thing. If I use my tongue in the articulations, it gets a little bit more style to it. So you want to develop that control of the tongue. The best way to do that, I find, is just to listen to as many artists as possible and really try and copy what they're doing, specifically in the head of each tune if you're copying jazz. An exercise you can do to try and wake up the tongue to get light staccato or detached notes going would be something like this. Again, we're just keeping a steady beat, and we're just kind of starting to divide the time more and more and more with our tongue, making sure to keep it even and making sure to keep a nice steady tone all the way through it. Now, I should mention the saxophone I'm using today. This is a Nobel brand saxophone. It's made out of a company from Montreal. We carry them at the Ottawa Folklore Centre. To give you a little bit of contrast, this is the horn I play. This is my own Selmer, hopefully a professional model horn. And you can see how it stands up just as well to the Nobel, and vice versa. So that's the lick I did earlier. So if you can get a sense of what the tune horns are and realize that the Nobel products are really, really quite exceptional, you should look them up on the internet. One last little thing I like to show off with the Nobel horns would be this guy right here. They're a nice little soprano. As a saxophonist, you'll have to play a lot of different types of saxophones. You're kind of expected to cover the gamut all the way from alto down to bari and beyond. And the one on top would be this little guy, the soprano. You probably heard him on some John Coltrane recordings, or you know, that famous guy who plays in dentist office. Anyway, it's a fun little instrument with a lot of fast technique. Nice, bright, jazzy sound, and you can even use it for Irish music. So there you go. Have a lot of fun with saxophone. I know I have.